What is going on YouTube and y'all squad? This is your boy Yakutees. This is your review for Real Housewives of Potomac season 9. I believe this is episode 9. Gonna be a bit of a quickie review because I gotta get to getting somewhere. Um, but we pick up where we left off with Mia clarifying, when she said her children's fathers. Cause I forget, I think it was on the panel last Monday when someone was like she was married previously and or well not the married part because that doesn't really matter, but her oldest child has a different father, so that's what she clarified. But it's like you're, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, where it's like she said that because she wanted it to have a certain effect even though you meant something totally different, whatever. So clarifying on, the video and whatnot, you have Jacqueline, where I guess she thought that she was defending Mia, where she's pretty much telling everybody to pretty much like be quiet, let her talk, because she was actually there. And yeah, for the clip that they saw, yeah, Gordon was good for that time, and then for like I guess she said maybe like all of 5 minutes, and then for like the next 20 minutes or whatever, he wasn't well, and the girls are looking like, okay, so you just putting on airs then, so it's stunts and shows with you, which duh. So Giselle is trying to offer advice to Mia, but Mia feels that Giselle is just critiquing her, which Giselle does do that, but I have been able to see when watching, I can tell when Giselle is genuinely trying to offer, like advice, and then at other moments when she's just truly critiquing and being an a-hole, trying to stir some mess, trying to produce a scene. Didn't get that from her, which again, I don't like defending Giselle as much. I really don't. So Wendy says, she's getting a citation, from the mayor and whatnot, and everybody keeps saying, no, no, you're not getting a citation, you're getting a proclamation. Then they're saying that, oh, you must have been drinking too much. Uh Possibility, but I would like to think that Wendy knew what it was she was talking about. And then Ed even comes over and says the same thing. He's like, you know what? Well, how about we just let the people that's finna give her the award let us know exactly what it is. So she did get a mayor's citation, which is a beautiful thing. In the process of her getting that award, so while the person presenting the citation is speaking, Ashley and Stacy are having talks about their mediations. I believe this was spearheaded by Ashley. Not sure, so don't quote me. Then I feel like rewinding it. Have a lot on the brain, so I was trying to just get through this episode so I can get to this review. But at one point, Stacey's like, "Oh wait, I think we're being rude," and I'm sitting here just like, y'all know y'all was being rude, because I feel as if it was, let me hurry up and get this out, because since we're having the moment now. Because one thing about reality television, from what I've seen, is a lot gets left on the cutting room floor. And since the conversation is already there, why not take it? Because if they have it later, it may not get picked up. So, what else? So Ashley, Giselle, and Karen pull Stacy to the side. Um, and Ashley wants Stacy to, kind of share what she just shared with her, helping to produce a scene, but also to give her some advice, which I can appreciate. And Stacy feels optimistic, that it, will not get nasty, that, she'll pretty much be lucky. Karen says she knows him. So Karen says to Stacy, like, you know him, but you don't know him in this situation. And even said, like brought up the fact that, she mentioned that, during this process, she kind of doesn't know who he is. And Karen is like, exactly, you don't know him right now. So though you feel that y'all are going to be amicable about this, though y'all had these discussions previously, when it actually comes to a head, things can be different. So just trying to get her to understand that. And Karen also tells her, don't flaunt your new man in front of your old man, because you don't want to give him reasons to be nasty. And I know a lot of people will say, because here's the reality: we know that Stacy more than likely knows about his respective girlfriend or girlfriends, flings, whatever, whatever. But since he, I guess, has the bank account, the coins, the money, whatever you want to call it, yeah, he can do it, but you can't. And if he's as well off as she say he is, he does have the ability to make her life a living hell if he so chooses. So Karen whole thing is don't give him a reason to. Got it. Giselle says that she needs to write down everything that she needs for herself and her daughter. Like, go in with it, and it's trying to give her advice because, again, she's gone through it. And as messy as Giselle is, more than sure she doesn't want someone to have to go through any unnecessary steps. And it's very similar to Sutton trying to talk to Kyle on Beverly Hills, and Kyle just don't want to hear. Which my thing is, if you were to listen to anybody, it would be the one that is collecting what 3 milli, maybe more in alimony a year. Actually, I think it's more than that. But she's taking home some money. Right, has two sports teams and the whole shebang. Like, if you gonna listen to anybody about divorce proceedings and what to do, it will be Sutton. Now, we ain't got no Sutton on this show, but you have someone that's going through it, and it's not them trying to be bitter and make you bitter. It's, hey, precautionary tale, right? Let's see. And Wendy and her family, we see them talk with Eddie's sister, Wendy introduces her children to the sisters. One of them, I forget which one it was, my apologies, but starts crying. Wendy starts crying. And hopefully this is a step in the right direction, and hopefully they'll be able to get the entire, well, both families in its entirety together. We shall see. But that was a beautiful scene. I loved it. We get Giselle and Grace. They catch up for her first year in college, and also talk about where she was when she found out about her grandfather passing, all of that good stuff. I'm just gonna leave that where it's at. Not to say that it's not important, but again, Giselle really doesn't have a storyline. Y'all know I don't see it for it, and I'm moving on. We get Ashley. Kids going to camp, she going to mediation. I'm moving on. Now we get Kay and Greg, and his business Open Arms. Uh Greg, I think you and I gonna have some some problems, Pippin, because I don't know. I don't know. Now they are getting book packs and whatnot ready. He tells her that he needs her to hit up the schools and whatnot. And first off, Kay, this is partially your fault because you have allowed this man to think that you are an employee of his to where he can sit here and tell you what to do. Yeah, no, I don't like that. I wouldn't be having it. Greg says if she acts right, she'll be a Diggs someday. Now, again, this is patriarchal talk. Who's to say that she wants to take your last name? And I am of the whole thing of, like, you don't necessarily, like, again, if I ever get married, I don't really care if my wife takes my last name or not. It's really not that important because, again, she's not my property, so you don't have to take my last name. If she chooses to, fine, whatever, I don't care. But I'm also of the belief that if you finna take a man's last name, he at least, like, that name needs to mean something. Meaning, last that I checked, her business, like what she got going on for herself, trumps what he got going on. I'm just talking from the accolades portion of it all. Not saying he ain't important. So the whole, you said if she acts right, she'll be a Diggs, and he said it in a joking way. But again, a lot of time when people say things in a joking manner, they do mean it. Like, it's truth behind the joke. I ain't like that. I ain't like that at all. I really did. Kay mentions that, she's been, off the hinges a little bit, and he says that he feels that she needs to work on that. Sir, sir. Mm-mm. 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 No, 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 sir. Like, no. See, I'm gonna stop because I feel like I might be reading too much into it. So I'm gonna let it live. So we find out that her personal injury claim is moving in the right direction. Greg was apprehensive because she said it in such a way where I'm gonna just say what she meant to say. He was apprehensive about her coming onto the show for many reasons, and the fact that she had an altercation like really heightened that. But because things are moving forward in a good direction, he's okay. Again, I got my good eye on Greg. Anyway, so we get Karen, Giselle, Ashley, Wendy, and Stacy. They have lunch. Stacy talks about her mediation. Um, lets us know that, and lets them know too that they had a very old school relationship where he was the one that was over the finances. She didn't pay a bill. She didn't know who the light company was or whatever. Like, he took care of all of that. So during mediation, she finds out that there was things in her name and she didn't know about this account and that account. Now, she didn't say it in a disparaging way, but that would be an red flag for me where it's stuff in my name and I don't know about it. Cause that's given very Real Housewives of New Jersey. Don't ask me if y'all know, you know. So I'm like, ooh. So then Wendy states that she doesn't pay a bill. Don't like no, she was the one that said she doesn't know who the light company is and everything else. Pretty much saying that she's in the same exact situation, but she takes care of the kids and does everything else. So with that being said, I mean that's the least that her husband can do. But she trusts her husband. But after hearing this, yes, she might want to do her due diligence and kind of really look into what goes where, just to make sure everything is good. And I like stuff like this on reality shows because we're getting that peek inside of marriages for those who've never been in one or those who may be dealing with a rocky one, and just some good sage advice, because you have the advices of when they say hey, always have you something on the side. You know what I'm saying? Like, never get to a place to where you can't leave if you feel you need to leave. Like, all these different things, like, that is good stuff for the housewife shows, for the women and whatnot. So I can appreciate this thing for that reason. And Stacy says that they have multiple appointments coming up, so they'll see what it is. Ashley mentions that they really only had the one. They didn't agree, and the main reason why is there was a NDA, what do you call it, clause, where once she signs, she can never bring up Michael on the show ever. And she couldn't sign it. And the thing is, I don't think that she would, but it's more or less not necessarily her bringing up Michael, but the girls. But it will be kind of difficult to share your life and not remotely being able to mention him. So we'll see what goes on with that. You see, I'm not giving Ash too much because I don't care. We get Karen and Raven, short and sweet of it. She does marketing with Amazon. She would have let her mom know if she is in a relationship, but she just being single and mingling. Um, they talk about her incident in Ravenfields. She showed us a lot of things, and she shouldn't have to, but they're polar opposites. Where Raven will sit here and cry about a thing, her mother won't, and she feels that if the women are just coming in and not trying to have empathy and really, be there for her, then those are really not her friends. True, but at the same exact time, you can be there for somebody while still, holding their feet to the fire. But again, it is what it is. Not a whole lot going there. Get Mia and Jacqueline. Mia is taking Jacqueline to kind of, spruce up her wardrobe, but we didn't see no card swipe, because I missed the old Housewives where they going shopping, that card is getting swiped, and we seeing what that total is. I ain't seen none of that. So it just looked like, they was window shopping, just trying on clothes. And Jacqueline, okay, well, we don't care about Jacqueline and her baby daddy because they're she's just a friend of. So Mia talks about Giselle and the party and her whole thing of feeling if Giselle really cared that much about what was going on in her relationship and stalking her social media, that she would have called her, would have pulled her to the side or whatever, like approached her one on one instead of bringing it up to the group. And she is going to bring that up to her. So Ashley has an event. It's called Over the Wall. It's a rock climbing event to raise money for homelessness. All the girls are there. Mia greets Giselle, but says, "I'll talk to you about it later." Um, Ashley lets us know this event is close and dear to her because her and her mother were almost homeless. If it wasn't for her grandmother taking them in, she doesn't know where they would be. I'm leaving all jokes alone for right now. Save that for tomorrow for when we do the panel here. Mia talks to Giselle and brings up her talking to Giselle. So Mia says, like, I talked to you at the GNA event, letting you know what was going on, yet you choose to bring this up, like my social media in front of the group. Funny thing, Mia, you brought your situation to the whole group, not just to Giselle. Let's keep that a buck, but brings that up, and pretty much just wants her, like, if you care, you would have came by my house, you would have called me, you would have did something rather than bring it up to the group. And you wouldn't like it if I did that to you, like when you told me about your um daughters bringing men, like sneaking men into the house, while they were in the Dominican Republic. Now Giselle says that she caught someone on the ring camera, but that was all that is. Could it be more to that? We don't know. But now Giselle's antennas are up because it's like, okay, coming for me is one thing, but now you coming for my kids, and that ain't it. And Giselle says, she's taking it in, and once she takes it in, then she's going to respond, which is true because Giselle is not, good at sparring back and forth. So she gonna sit on it for a while, and we gonna see what she comes back with. But based off of the mid-season trailer, because we talked about it on the panel last week, and they actually showed it at the end of this episode, yeah, I feel like it's gonna get there. So this episode, it's all right. Like, I appreciated, the advice that was given. I got my good eye on Greg. And yeah, that is it. So look, I will see y'all tomorrow here for the panel. And I'll let y'all know what's going on with me over here then. So until then, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you all for the whether you like it or not panel. Peace out.